What is up, YouTube? This is X, and we are back with a One Piece chapter 1060 review. This chapter was absolutely amazing, and it just sets up everything we want in the ending in this last saga of One Piece. So, without further ado, let's get right into the review. So, we start off this chapter with the Straw Hats learning about the current affairs in the world, the current events that happen, specifically at the Reverie. So we see Luffy learning that Sabo killed Cobra. We know that's not true, and Luffy knows that's not true, and he's bickering, he's angry, and he also learns that Vivi is missing, and he wants to go save Vivi. And we see Zoro saying like, "Hey, stay calm. We don't even know what happened. We don't even know where she is. She could be somewhere else besides Marijois, and whatnot." And the Straw Hats are just in uproar about this whole situation. We then see Luffy completely defending Sabo, saying he didn't kill Vivi, and a transition to him reminiscing on his past with Sabo and Ace. And Luffy begins to state his dream to his Straw Hats. We as readers don't get to learn what his dream is, but he states what his dream is, and the Straw Hats are commenting, and their reaction to it is just like, "Whoa, this man is crazy. That's completely impossible." And originally they thought his dream was to become the king of the pirates, as most people did. But we learned that his dream was different, and I think it was specifically highlighted in Wano with Roger's dream, and how like Shanks knew that Luffy said the same exact thing that Roger said, and at the time Roger's dream wasn't to become Pirate King. Roger became the king of the pirates, and I'm assuming as a result he was able to achieve his dream from the king of the pirates. So this all makes sense, and I'm surprised that the community thinks that Luffy's dream was to become king of the pirates, because I think Oda specifically highlighted that his dream is different. Even in the flashback, the ASL flashback, like Luffy states something completely different, and that's blocked out. But he also states about being Pirate King and whatnot. So it's interesting that we get to learn. We get at least some clues, some hints to figure out what Luffy's dream is. And honestly, I don't really know what his dream is. And I'll be honest, I don't care as much as in I don't care what it is. I just don't really care at this time, because we will learn what it is, I think, by the time we get to One Piece. And I feel like, I don't know, there's just other aspects to the story that are just significantly better at this point in time. So I'm excited to learn about what his dream is. Let me know what you guys think Luffy's dream is, and yeah, we'll go from there. But the amazing part of this chapter, oh man, was so we transition to Navy HQ, and they successfully hijacked the frequency slash transmission of Sabo communicating with communicating with Dragon in Kamabaka Kingdom. And Sabo is pleading his case, saying he did not kill Cobra, that he's innocent, and he's telling Dragon that I've seen the most unbelievable thing in this world. I've seen something that's gonna shake the world to its core. Then we're pedaling back to the goresei, and I think we're in Marijois at this point. Pedaling back to the goresei, saying, "Oh, we found Sabo's location. He's on Lulusia Island." And they're like, "Oh no, what an unlucky man." But another says this. Another goresei says this is rather fate for Sabo. And at this point, when I was live reacting, I'm like, "What are they talking about?" Etc. Etc. And we also pan to the island where there's something in the clouds, and you can see the citizens look up, and we see the former king, King Seki, and his daughter, Komain, locked up in a prison cell, and by the citizens of this country. And so it's safe to assume that the citizens have been rebelling against the former king due to his former crimes, whatnot. And when I was reading this, I was like, "Holy cow! Did they figure out that the king killed a cobra back in Marijois?" Blah, blah, blah. But that just didn't, honestly, that didn't make sense. But but this shows that Imu knows that this country was rebelling against the former king and really against the world government because he's basically a puppet of evil and what agenda he wants to push. They were rebelling against him, and they've been assigned to get eradicated. This is the cleansing that the goresei and I guess Emu was talking about back in the Reverie arc, and this is just such a good callback to it. It's like Oda's telling this stuff without directly telling us whatnot. So this is a great cleansing, and honestly, like, all right, we'll get to that. We see in the next panel within the clouds. Oh man, don't look up if you haven't seen that movie. Good movie. Don't look up, but you see the citizens looking up, and this ray of light. I don't know what it is, or beams or whatever. They just come crashing down, and the island just gets obliterated, completely wiped off the map. And this is what the Great Cleansing is. People, citizens that within their countries that rebel against the world government or Mary Joie in general are completely wiped off the map and erased from history. And this just gives us an explanation of why, what is it? God Valley's gone, and like other islands in the past are gone, and like it's so important now that we know it. Like it's pretty sure it's significant to know that wherever the One Piece is specifically hidden, so that Ibu cannot just fire off this weapon, whatever it is, and destroy wherever the One Piece is. Like this just sets up so many scenarios throughout, so many plot points throughout the story, and like it just connects things together. It's just so this is peak One Piece storytelling. See, now this is the proper way you introduce an ancient weapon. Well, we don't know for sure that it's an ancient weapon, but if Oda was to tell, if we find out that this weapon that completely eradicated an island from the sky is Uranus, this is the proper way to do it. Don't even tell us that it's Uranus yet, but we'll learn about it in the future. But just show us what it's capable of. And it's been stated that the ancient weapons have been able to destroy islands, and like the fact that we haven't seen Uranus or it being mentioned besides from back in Alabasta, where Crocodile was mentioning the three ancient weapons, and like there's been no clue to it, or at least we don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if the world government has Pluton, or if like Emu's capable of using it only, or whatnot. Or if it's not an ancient weapon, this could be Dr. Vegapunk's invention. I don't know how, of some type of flying weapon in the sky that's able to destroy islands. Or it could be that flying figure that we saw that sucked up Capone's ship. I forget, I think it was like during the time skip. It was like right after the time skip. I gotta look back and see when that was. But it could just be a multitude of things and whatnot. This is so good because this is also like a callback to Eneru, like my second favorite character in the series, where he had the Arc Maxim and like he was basically attempting to destroy Sky Island, but he couldn't destroy. He destroyed Sky Island, but he couldn't destroy Old Jaya essentially due to like the electricity. So I don't know. Maybe it could be an invention like the Arc Maxim. It could be Uranus. These could all just be an amalgamation of things combined together. I honestly have no idea. I'm going with the inclination that this is an ancient weapon, and I hope it's like some type of being too. I don't want it to be like a physical machine or ship or something, because we have that with Pluton. I want it to be like some type of entity, maybe living or not, some type of entity / technology that the world government's able to use in order to, I don't know, destroy islands and send beams from the heavens. Like this is just peak One Piece. So last off, we'll transition to the ending of the chapter where we transition back to the Straw Hats, and they are entering a winterized climate zone, and the ship is battling against significant currents. They see this they call it an eddy. I don't know. Let's just say it's like some frozen tsunami swirl in the middle of the ocean, and they're about to hit it. and Luffy's able to detect that there's a person in there, and then Sanji's like, it's a woman. Of course he can detect it. We then see Zoro saying, I'm gonna cut it, and Chopper comes out. He's wearing a hat, a straw hat made by Tama, which was so cute of her, so nice of her. And Chopper is flying towards this eddy due to the weather. Luffy grabs Chopper, and he's flying too. And then once they're above where Zoro cut it, we see who this person is. And oh man, it is Jewelry Bonney. This is hype because now we can get even further information on the Reverie. And honestly, I think Jewelry Bonney's gonna join the crew for a while, or not, depending on where we go, where on the next island we visit. Because I think I have an idea on what the next island we're gonna visit. But it's just so good to have her in the story. I feel like she's gonna take Law's role. We'll see. And we get to learn more about the Reverie. But I think that at the Reverie, Sabo separated from Morley and the rest of them. And I think he infiltrated where Pangea, where the throne room where the empty chair should be. I think he infiltrated there, and he saw Imu sitting in the chair when the goresei was bowing to him. So I think that's what Sabo saw when he was discussing on the phone with Dragon. But going back, I believe Jewelry Bonney got sent by Kuma to this specific area to be picked up by the Straw Hats. And I'm thinking we're going one of two places. I'm pretty sure, I'm guaranteed, or I'm wrong completely. I believe we're going to Elbaf, and that we're at the time the fire festival is going to soon begin for Elbaf. But if you peep in Big Mom's flashback, it was snowing before the fire festival, or during that time where they were fasting. I think it's that time right now in Elbaf. I think we're on our way to Elbaf and it's snowing. Prior to that, or which is interesting. Oda's giving us a curveball, or we're going to the Sobert Kingdom where Jewelry Bonney, I believe, is from, and Kuma is from. Because why would we get Jewelry Bonney at this point in time? So it could be those two areas. I'm hoping Elbaf, truthfully, but I want to be disappointed with the Sobert Kingdom. That would get Oda would throw us a curveball there. But we'll see. Like, Jewelry Bonney joining the crew for a little bit sets up some interesting stuff and for the story to come. And this chapter was just amazing. So that is all I have for you guys today. Let me know what you think. Put it in the comments. And I can't wait for the future One Piece. And no break next week too, which you just love to see. So that is all, folks. Thank you for taking your time to review and watch this video with me. And I hope you guys enjoy. Enjoy your Sunday. Football. Let's go. Peace.